The Arctic and the Antarctic regions are by far on Earth the most responsive to climate change. Its impact on landscapes and biodiversities can be felt almost immediately.
In the past, these impacts are mainly witnessed by researchers, explorers, and local inhabitants. But now, it is also time to spread the word to the general public.
The Climate Witness Changing Polar Landscapes exhibition is presented by the Jockey Club Museum of Climate Change, co-created with me as the inaugural Museum of Climate Change scholar. The idea of this Climate Witness multimedia exhibition was sparked from my Antarctic climate expedition led by Dr. Sylvia Earle back in 2023. As the only Hong Kong representative on the expedition, I strive to highlight the urgency of the ocean climate crisis in Asia. Looking back, I was first inspired to become a climate advocate and researcher after an encounter with Dr. Rebecca Lee in primary school. Standing on the shoulders of giants, as a co-creator of this exhibition, we aim to weave together an intergenerational climate dialogue of 2 generations of women explorers, aiming to inspire our future generations to take up the responsibility of fighting for our climate crisis. The Climate Witness exhibition has 2 parts. The first part is the landscapes, and the second part is the witnesses. For the landscapes, we are presenting a series of beautiful images of the polar regions, captured by Dr. Rebecca Lee, Wilson Chung, and myself. These contrasting photographs illustrate a compelling narrative of how quick and how rapid is the extreme weather happening in the poles, as the polar regions are often the amplifier of the climate crisis. While for the witnesses part, we wish to showcase how Hong Kong climate advocates are fighting for the issue of combating climate change, presenting our stories, how we're conducting scientific research in the polar regions. One of the most shocking moments during my Antarctic climate expedition was witnessing the thundering noise of iceberg calving. I saw a massive piece of ice dropping into the ocean. Ice melting is happening every second, every minute in Antarctica. This inspired me to capture the photograph entitled Collapsing. We tend to think that we are very far from the polar regions. However, all these environmental changes are impacting our daily lives. I created this video called Meeting the Scientists, compiling 3 distinctive stories of climate heroes during my Antarctic climate expedition. It includes renowned marine biologist and hero of our planet, Dr. Sylvia Earle, world scientist Dr. Olaf Maynak, as well as filmmaker of a plastic oceans and last glacier, Craig Leeson. At the age of 88, Dr. Sylvia Earle, as our expedition leader, shows us the importance of persistence in preserving the blue heart of our ocean. She also drew connection to Hong Kong's situation, where she was in Hong Kong back in the 1990s and saw a sea of corals while riding a helicopter. This inspires us to rejuvenate our biodiversity and conserve it in fighting the climate crisis.
As a student ambassador, I've always wanted to learn a bit more about the impacts of climate change to the polar regions. Therefore, I was thrilled to learn about this exhibition, as it included many of the first-hand images that are brought back from the past few decades. After communicating with Dr. Lee, I got to learn a bit more about the messages that are embedded behind these works. Through this exhibition, Dr. Lee hopes that our visitors will be able to compare the perspectives from 3 generations: the older, the middle-aged, and the younger. By walking through this exhibition, we're sure that our visitors will be amazed by the quality of the images, the videos, as well as the sound effects. One of Dr. Lee's favorite works curated by MOCC is that studying the sounds of ice, such as glaciers and sea ice. Glaciers or ice caps may obtain paleoclimatology data on past climate records, atmospheric composition, precipitation, and other factors. The changes in these sounds can provide valuable insights from the arts and science into the state of the cryosphere and how it is being affected by global warming. Dr. Lee has lots of sketches from her challenging expedition. It's very interesting to read her poems and learn more about the daily lives of scientists in the 1900s.
This polar landscape exhibition was very eye-opening, and after seeing all the videos and the pictures taken from the polar region, I realized how fast our polar landscape is changing. In particular, the sea ice melting is in a very fast pace, and this clearly shows that our polar region is under great threat of climate change. Overall, this exhibition was very thought-provoking, and I wish to see more related exhibition about climate change and environmental protection in the future, so as to raise the awareness of the general public to reduce carbon footprint and energy consumption.
The Climate Witness Changing Polar Landscapes exhibition is only a beginning to our climate education journey through multimedia storytelling. Being nurtured in the MOCC environment for over 8 years, evolving from a green ambassador to a scholar today, we're always taught to think global, act local. Building off the successes of this exhibition, we will continue to make climate education accessible, relatable, and actionable, urging everyone to take urgent climate action on our climate crisis.